Shout out to Greg Lunt for providing this. This is pretty fresh for the most part. So a while back, I did some deep dives in regards to the Nexi group. This is a long-awaited update in regards to that specifically. So again, take a look at this. So this is brand new. And again, shout out to Greg Lunt, another local guy in the Phoenix area like myself. Nexi Group reports final 2022 earnings showing double-digit year-over-year growth in all geographies, all of them. Quote, there's been exceptional margin expansion and cash generation acceleration, says Paulo Bertoluzzo, who is the CEO of Nexi. As Nexi grows, so does Quant. Now, how is that? Well, again, in the past, we did a deep dive in regards to that, but I will state this also. For all the people who are saying this is all speculative, I think that's nonsense. Here's another particular example. If Nexi grows, so does Quant, and we look at some of these particular stats, and they came into Quant, a while back and so on, and have, as the saying goes, exceptional margins and reflections that if we always are drawing or connecting the dots and so on, a lot of these things make sense. Here's another perfect example of how this all makes sense. Take, for instance, the Quant connection with Oracle. That is big in itself. Yesterday, I reported about that one particular project that used Quant's Overledger to build, I guess you could say, through the ecosystem of Oracle, right? Big stuff, right? Again, it's not necessarily about, building a home and a house and trying to get somebody to say, hey, I want to give me a list of all the tools that are used and the brands and so on. All we need to know is that it worked and the thing got built and so on. Some bigger players work in the background. Again, kind of like what Mike Cornwell was saying. Some big players work in the background. You don't realize what's going on, whether it's the United States and so on. But another perfect example is Quant. If they're interoperable, a lot of times they do work in the background. But the point is built on Overledger. Now look at this. We blow this up. It says key consolidated financial managerial results. And look at the particular report. You have merchant solutions. Look at some of these increases, right? Issuing solutions, digital banking solutions, operating revenue. Some of these things went up and so on. But, look at their normalized net profits. Did go up 15.1%. Normalized, of course, pre-tax slightly under than what that is. But it's great news because I will agree with Greg Lunt. As Nexi grows, so does Quant. As Oracle grows, so does Quant. This is why some people have stated if Quant is so interoperable with all these particular ones and so on, which is, if I'm not mistaken, 100+ blockchains interoperable, all those particular high quality partnerships across the board, big, huge names, as they grow, Quant grows. That in itself is big. And that is why you hear people state that if Bitcoin was able to go to 69K with zero utility, all the more for Quant that has more layers of utility than anything else out there when you put it all together with what? It being blockchain agnostic and also what they bring to the table with Overledger.